Drive on, Mama here, Andrea TV, coming to you because I have about 10 minutes before I get to my next delivery. And last night I had a situation where a customer knowingly, misleadingly tried to attempt to get their order delivered to an address other than what they put into the app. And I'm going to tell you why I denied it, or why I called to cancel it, to get it removed from my account, and why you should not accept those type of changes from the customer and just do it on your own, especially if you are a woman and if you are driving at night. So this customer put in, it was a pickup from Wawa, and for me it showed a total of 1.7 miles. I was about 0.9 miles away from Wawa, and then it was going to be 3/4 of a mile to get to the location. After I went into Wawa, waited for them to slowly make the food because they're a little slow, got back in my car and put start delivery, then it shows me an address on a commercial street. No street number, just a commercial street. And then in the notes, the person has wrote their full address. I mean the full address, including the zip code. So it wasn't an accident. They intentionally put in the very close to Wawa address to most likely get a lower or delivery fee, or to be able to get it, because sometimes they won't even allow you to place an order if it's too far from your home, especially depending on the time of night. So he put his full address and zip code in. And it was a customer where a PIN was required in order to complete the delivery. There are two things wrong with that. I've had customers with a PIN on their account take the food. Well, it was a woman. A woman placed the order. A man came out to get the order when I got there. I said, oh, I'm going to need her PIN. He says, okay, hold on. He goes back into the house, closes the door, and does not come back out, even after I knocked on the door, which I probably shouldn't have, but I did because I was new back then, and I was like, well, whatever. I then, because I wanted to protect myself, had to call Uber, wait on hold, and tell them what happened, explain to them they didn't come back out and give me the PIN. They saw based on my GPS I was there, and they marked my account just in case they claimed they didn't get the food. Many times what I have seen, people who have PINs required, it's because they have had issues and or problems. Either they didn't get their food, they claim they didn't get their food, things like that. So a PIN is required. And sometimes, I guess, their neighbor could take the food, and sometimes they are not telling the truth. So to protect everyone and to not lose the customer, Uber Eats will give them a PIN number that they have to use. If you don't put in that PIN number, it does give you an option to say you completed it, but then you're still left without your protection, your CYA, so to speak. Because you were supposed to get the PIN. They make you go through the training before you accept to be a driver about how the PIN works and why it's required. And essentially you didn't do your job, and you're leaving yourself open for a contract violation. In addition to that, safety comes into effect. That address, maybe if I saw that address in the beginning, it's a place I don't want to go to. But now you're compelling me to go because you put it in your notes. And why would I work for less money just so you can be more convenient and come out of your pocket less? I think the amount was $7.18, but the person lived 5 miles from Wawa. So even though they may have tipped to bring it up to that $7.18, that is not the fee they should have paid. They should have paid a higher base amount and then tipped on top of that. But they didn't want to do that. And they thought they were going to divert the system. And based on his text to me, he's done this before. And new drivers or naive drivers or people who are afraid to call support or think they would get in trouble, they've done it for him. I'm red light, camera, sure of it. So as I'm sitting there on hold for Uber Eats customer support, because it was a high call volume, it took me about almost 10 minutes to get through to them, but I was at the pinned location on the main street with commercial stores only. He texts me and says, oh, my app says that you're here, but I don't see you. I'm outside. I did not respond. This is how I know he's gotten this completed for him before. He's like, bring me my food. You know, or you saw where I told you to bring it. I gave you the zip code and everything. I don't care if you're getting less money. I don't care if you can get in trouble in a contract violation. I'm going to do what I want to do. But you won't with me. And I'm just letting you know, you shouldn't let them get away with that. So, plus, once you deliver the food to a place that's not the address, I don't know if you've experienced this, but it'll say, are you sure? It seems like you're awfully far from the location. Are you sure the customer has their food? It's just problems all around. And if you wanted to
at the next light
and help them out, you would have to call support in order for them to update the address in order for you to complete the order. And if you've called support before, you know it's not a quick process. And time is money. You're out of your house, in your car, away from your family.
at the light turn
For these few dollars. That's all I'm saying.